Good morning, students. Welcome to your new sessions computer classes, which is being held online. This is computer for class 3. In your subject, we would be learning some programs which we have done in class 2, like Tux Paint. We had also studied about the different parts of the computer like mouse and keyboard. We studied about what we mean by the computer process or IPO cycle. So before starting with new sessions, new course or new syllabus, I would like to revise or recall the content, the topics which we had covered in previous year. I hope everybody has studied those topics, have practiced those topics. For just the revision purpose, we are again recalling those topics which we had done in previous classes. The first chapter which we studied about was, we started with computer as electronic device. We had studied that computer is an electronic device which is capable of doing versatile actions or process or works. Now, in this, we had also studied the uses of computer in different fields. Like, what is the use at home? We use it at home also. Office, let's say hospitals, banks, and many other places you have found that people are nowadays using computer for their work. These are being used because of their different advantages. Like, computer can do work fast. It is versatile in action. That means it can do many works. The same computer, you can watch movie on the same computer, you can learn or you can search information on the same computer. You can make tickets, you can book tickets on the same computer. So the same computer can do different process or different actions. In the same chapter, we had studied about the different types of computer, like a desktop, which have a monitor, which have a CPU, and which have a keyboard, and which is kept on a desk. That's why it is known as desktop. Then we had studied about laptops, which can be taken from one place to another. It consists of CPU, disk, and keyboard, the mouse on the same device. It can be kept as your lap, hence it is known as laptop. The smaller version is the tablet, which can be kept in your palm. And nowadays, the Android phones, they are also one of the your computer system itself, which can be carried or which can be kept in your pocket and can be taken from one to another place. So these were the topics which we had discussed. After that, we had studied about the different parts of computer. The different units which are attached to recall themselves as a computer system. A computer system completely comprised of, we can say, a monitor with input units like your keyboard and mouse, which are connected to a CPU. This is your brain of computer. I'll draw here the output unit, the input unit, the brain of the computer, which is known as your CPU. Something like this. This is a computer system, or you can say a desktop image I have drawn here. Okay, so the different parts like the CPU, we had studied about it. It is known as the brain of the computer. It consists of your ALU, that is arithmetic logical unit, which performs the calculation work. Okay, then we have a control unit and a memory unit. Now, memory unit is to record or store the data. Computer has one more advantage, that it can store, it can learn, it can keep a huge amount of data in the memory. Like we recall things. If somebody asks right now what we are doing, we are just recalling what we have learned in class 2. So the time when we learn something in class 2, we have stored in our brains, and now we are recalling it. So similarly, the computer can also store things or data in his storage unit, which is your memory unit. So this memory unit is in your CPU. Arithmetical logical unit, ALU, is in your CPU, and all these processes are being controlled by the control unit, which is also in your CPU. So we had studied about these different parts which is of your computers. We had studied about keyboard. We had a particular chapter based on keyboard, a particular chapter on mouse. Okay, so after that we had studied about IPO, if you recall things, and everyone will say along with me, IPO. What does IPO means? Sir will write on the blackboard or whiteboard. IPO. What does that mean? It is the process by which computer works. This is the set of steps which computer will take. That is, for performing any action, for performing anything, for performing any process, the computer requires first input. Now that input can be a data, it can be a instruction, or we can say a command. Okay, once it receives the input, when it receives the input, it starts processing. It start evaluating, it start calculating, or we can say it start processing. And once it has been processed, it will generate some result, it will generate some answer, and that answer is being displayed or shown on the output device, and after processing it gives you a output. So this is the step-by-step process by which the computer works. That is, input receives the data from the user, and who is the user? We are the user. We type. Now for giving the input, we require the devices which are known as input devices. And let's say, how many input devices do you know? Let's call them. One, the main device जिससे हम टाइप करते हैं, the one which we type is keyboard, through which we give input. Then we have mouse. Then we have scanner. Any more you can recall? Let's give it a try. I have a barcode reader. Now, you had seen barcode reader when you have visited a supermarket. The gun-like thing which they keep on the product, and it scans the barcode and gives the detail of the product in the invoice machine. Yes, that's the barcode reader. Okay, so these are some input devices through which the computer system gets input. Once it has been provided the input, it starts processing by using ALU, control unit, and by using memory unit, that is by using the help of CPU. And after that, once it has been completed, it generates the output on either your desktop monitor, or you can take a hard copy printout on a paper. So the devices which are used to get the output are known as your output devices. Okay, so we had done these topics. After that, we had learned about the input devices, that is the keyboard and the mouse. Keyboard, as we know, as the name implies, the board which have different key. Now the key, or you can say the buttons, are being used to give the input or used to type the characters on the screen. Okay, so the keys are of different types as we have discussed, or in the upcoming video we will be again revising the same concept on your book chapter wise chapter. So at that time we will have different types of keys like alphabet keys, then we have number keys, we have special keys, functional keys, alphabet keys, number keys, special keys, functional keys, backspace, delete key, then we have space bar key. Okay, so these all keys are available on the keyboard and being used for different purposes. Like alphabet keys are used to type alphabets, number keys are used to type numbers, special keys like enter, shift, caps lock, these are being used for doing different different actions. Like enter key is being used to shift the cursor to the next line. Shift key is being used to either type one letter capital which is being typed simultaneously with it, or for punctuation marks or special symbols which are available over the same key. Functional keys ranging from F1 to F12 are for the purpose which is for the different actions, like F5 for refresh. Backspace, delete are for deleting the characters, as we know, and space bars are providing the spaces between the characters, words, or text. Then the another was how to use mouse. What we mean by left click, or just we say click. Mouse, that is an input device, pointing device. The pointer which moves on your desktop or on the screen, which is something like this. Have you seen this arrow? This arrow moves over the screen whenever you move the mouse. So this arrow, that is mouse pointer, we had studied about it, and we had studied what we mean by left click, right click, double click, drag and drop. These all actions we studied in this chapter. After that, we had one of your favorite chapter. You guys like to draw and color. And what was the name of the program, or what was the name of the application which we had learned in class 2 for drawing and coloring purpose? Anybody will tell me? I will give you a hint. P dash dash paints. Did you got the name? Yes, the name is Tux Paint, in which we studied about how we can start a new drawing, how we can use the different tools available in this program. Okay, so we had studied about the different tools, drawings, how to paint them, how we can use the different tools like text tool, magic tool, okay, and how we can save them, because if we require them in future, how we can open it, the saved drawing which we have done. So all these topics we have done in previous year. Then the last chapter, which was some chapter which is required for making or typing different contents on your computer. So we have seen that many people uses or type over the computer. Now what they are typing? They may be typing a report, like offices में required होते हैं. It's maybe a report. It may be some article. Okay. It may be some essay. Maybe some letter. So for all these purposes, you require a professional typing. Like your elder brother, your elder sister, your father, your mother performs on the computer. So for such purposes, we require such applications which are capable of doing typing, or you can say formatting or editing the text. And such type of application was one of your text editor. As the name itself says, that it formats or it types text. Now text can be used to create words, form letters, form words, sentence, paragraphs, or the complete article. So such text editor we have studied, in which the name of the program in this Ubuntu or Linux operating system was your text editor. One more text editor which normally people uses, or we can see in normal laptops, because it is the widely used operating system. It is Notepad. I have shared an example of typing in Notepad. Okay, so text editor program, in which we have learned how we can open the program, creating a new file. Okay, we had typed some text, or we created some paragraph, then we had saved it, we have closed the program successfully, and the content which we had saved in the memory of the computer, we had opened it and we had taken a printout of those content. So all these topics which covered in class 2 has been just briefed out, just for the revision purpose, because if we'll revise it, we can move ahead with the class 3rd content, as some of the chapters or some of the contents of class 3 are just the advanced part of your class 2 topics itself. Like in class 3, you will again found Tux Paint, the program which you like the most, with more features. This time you would be adding more effects to your drawing. Secondly, we would have a new program, or you would be introducing to a new field of computer, that is language. And that's also programming language. And this, you will be having a new friend with you, that is cat, which will be the sprite, a animated character which will perform certain actions on your instruction. So this would be a new chapter, other than the rest of the chapters which you will be learning in class 3 will be the continuation of class 2 itself. That's why we have provided the revision video. I hope the topics which are elaborated here are clear, and in case of any doubt, please let us know. Thank you.